All right, this video is on whether or not your Social Security benefits are taxable. All right, so anyway, if you want to just go right to the IRS site and read it, you can. All you got to do is put in the search engine, don't forget Social Security benefits may be taxable. All right, once you do that, it'll pull this up and you can go right to this page and look at it. But anyway, so I was trying to figure it out because I got to do my 1040 senior U.S. tax return for the year. And in there, you got to put your name and all that stuff, your Social Security, all this stuff, which, you guys know how to do. And then once you've done that, you're going to slip down to the area where you've got to fill out all of your information. If you made money this year and you got a W-2, you got to put it here, all right? And then if you had IRA, distributions, if you had pension money, you got to put it there. And then your Social Security benefits, you're going to put it here. Also, if you had capital gains and all that stuff, you got to put all that stuff on there to get your adjusted income, okay? Your adjusted gross income or your total income. So anyway, let's go back over here and let's try to figure this out. All right, so according to the IRS and their website, now take this with a grain of salt because I am not a tax expert or a tax accountant or a tax attorney. I'm just a regular guy trying to figure it out because I don't want to pay those guys to do it for me. And I'm sure that's why you're here looking at this video. You want to try to do it yourself. So what the IRS is telling us is to find out if your benefits are taxable, what you've got to do is you got to take 1/2 of your Social Security money and then you've got to add it to all your other income. Now, the important thing is you have to understand what is the other income. Other income is pensions, wages, interest, dividends, and capital gains. So if you made money in the stock market, if you got dividends off stock last year, if you made interest on, some type of vehicle, might have been just a savings account, all of these things you have to add them together to get your income, all right? And then once you've done that, what you're going to do is take half of the money that you got from Social Security and benefits, which is basically you take whatever you got last year, they send you a form, divide it by 2, and that gives you the number. Now, if that number comes out to be more than $25,000, you could be taxed 50% of your benefits. That means if you made $15,000, they would tax you on $7,500. If you made more than $34,000 if you're single, you could be taxed up to 85% of that. So if we did the figures on it, and let's say you made $15,000 last year, if you multiply that times 0.85, you're going to end up having to pay taxes on $12,750. So it's really important to do these numbers. Now let's go over here and let's do an example. Let's say you worked at Starbucks and you made 10,000 bucks. All right. All right, so let's put that in there. And then let's say your Social Security since we've been using 15,000 in our example, let's just put 15 grand in there, okay? And then let's say that you didn't have any pensions or annuities or dividends. You didn't make any money in the stock market because you're basically poor and couldn't afford it because of the pandemic or I don't know, whatever. So what we would do to figure out if we have to pay any tax on this is, first of all, we're going to take this number, 15,000, and we'll do it right here. We're going to go 15,000 and you're just going to divide it by 2, which is 50%, and it comes out to 7,500. Then you're going to add 10,000 to it, and that comes out to 17,500. Now let's go back here. What was our threshold? 25,000, right? So 17,000 is significantly lower than 25 if you're single. So you don't have to pay anything on your Social Security, which means that if you go back over here, you would just add a 0 here, which I've already done. Now, let's just say that you made 20,000. And I'm not going to go through all this stuff. If you've got all this stuff, then you've got a tax attorney. If you're just a regular guy trying to figure it out, you probably just had wages and your Social Security. So half of Social Security here would be, again, $7,500. If you add it to that, that would be $27,500. Now, in this case, it sounds like you're going to end up having 50% of your benefits tax because you're over the threshold. When you add your income, which was $20,000, to half of your Social Security, which was $15,000, that's $7,500. You got $27,500. So now it looks like, which I don't think is fair because you're only $2,000 above, you may have to pay tax on 50% of the benefits that you got. Now, in that case, you might have to enter $7,500 here, which would make you taxable to $27,000, which I don't think is fair. And I'm not sure if that whole amount is taxable or not. So what I would suggest is that if, when you take your income, all right, and you add it to half of your Social Security, if it comes out to be more than the $25,000, then I think you need to probably go to H&R Block or consult a tax expert or even call the IRS and ask them how much of my benefits would be taxable if I'm just over by 2.5. I mean, it seems kind of unfair to tax somebody on $7,500 when, let's say, if you were at 24.9, you wouldn't get taxed on any of it. So, it almost makes you not want to work that last week of the month so you don't get hit on the 7,500. But so that's the way they work it. Now, if you're head of a household or a qualified widower, they have a little bit different. It's 25 to 34. If you're over 34, then you could really get hit hard on it. So, but anyway, that's how you do it. And again, I'm not an expert, but this is the best thing to do if you're unsure of how to do this, is to call a tax attorney or call a tax service and ask them, and or go in and have them do your return for you. It's going to cost you a couple $100, but it might be worth it. And you can also call the IRS and ask them. Hopefully they'll give you an answer. All right, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel and check out my other awesome videos on how to do stuff. Peace out.